Hey guys, welcome back. And after getting so many questions, I thought I'll answer this question. So many people has been asking which work is good, factory work or a carpentry work, right guys? So there is a huge confusion going on, which work to go with, which is the good one, which is the time consuming. So at the end of the video, definitely you'll be getting a good answer, like which work will be best for you and how to do it. So we will start comparing from factory work to the carpentry work. So I'll be telling you the benefits if you are going to use factory work and like the problems with a carpentry work. So pros and cons. Okay. So when we are talking about factory work, what all things are there? First major things are finishes. Finishes about a laminate, edge binding, so because this is all done in a hot press. So hot press is like a machine with like a lot of pressure. So once they paste laminate and edge binding, it's never going to come out. What happened in the carpentry? Like they are going to paste the laminate or edge binding with the nails and with the abro tapes and all those things. But what happens with the time, with the climate change, it might come out. So you can see few pictures are there. It will definitely going to come out after few years. Putting a edge binding, they are going to make a mistake. And what happens when they are cutting laminate with the hand? So it gets chipped off. But in factory, the router and the machine is in so much power and machine. So when they are cutting a laminate, nothing gets chipped off. So that is the best part in a factory. Like when you are getting a proper finished material, it will be looking great. While in carpentry, you can have few chipped items or wrong cutting and all those things can be there. Okay. Now the third thing we'll be talking about speed. Factory has very good speed, guys. Very good speed. So each machine, they can cut up to 50 to 60 boards per day. Cutting and pasting everything. So you imagine guys how fast it can be. While when carpenters are working on a site, you keep 5 carpenters, you keep 6 carpenters, you keep 10 carpenters. Problem is that they will be working again and again with the same things. Like again somebody has to get cut and all those. So 10 guys also cannot cut 40 to 50 sheets in a day. So while working in a factory needs a time in an initial stage in starting. Okay. So what happens in starting, like they take all the measurements, they make proper drawings, cut out list and everything, because nothing can be changed once it go for a cutting or like when production is happening. But in carpentry, those are things are there which is not taken care. Okay. Now I will be talking about if you are going with the factory, what more benefits are. See, all the work is going to happen in factory, right guys? So once it is happening in factory, there won't be much dust, there won't be much work on a site, and there won't be much debris or dust or anything. So what happens, like when work is happening within 10, 15, 20 days max, complete work, like I'm talking about 2 BHK and 3 BHK, complete work can be completed. So please make sure that when you are talking to your factory guys, please ask him to finish this work within 15-20 days and it can be done. Okay. So there won't be producing a lot of waste and all this. So cleaning a site won't be a tension for you. Now next point, we are coming up to time, guys. So what happens when you are working in a factory, you will save lot of time. When carpenter is going to work on a site, so on daily basis what happens, like lot of work will be done, they will come, they will go and all those process happens, like it's a long process guys. So sometime if carpenters are like not coming properly or they have some issues, it becomes a problem. But in factory it's not like that. Everything has to be done there. So from nowhere material has to come, nobody is shortage of material because everything is ready. So time management is very fast. Like once they reach the factory at 8 or 9, the work gets started. Okay. But what happens on the site? The carpenter or your team will come from somewhere else. So it will take some time to travel them. So they'll reach by 10, then again 1 o'clock is their lunch time, so again 2 hours they'll spend, again evening they have to go back, so they have to rush again back by 6 o'clock. So all those things are there. So factory work is always like you can do your work very in a quick way. So please note that, guys, factory work is always good rather than carpentry work. Now I'll be covering why to go with the carpentry work, not with the factory work. Now see, I have told all good things about factory work, but there are some pros and cons which factory work also cannot do, right? Which carpenters can do better. So when we are talking about carpentry, what all things are there which carpenter can give and factory cannot give? So let's start with this, guys. So first point is no wastage. So no wastage, like when carpenter is working, he is not going to waste your material. What happens in a factory is, if he has to cut anything, he has to put a complete board into the machinery. Like 8x4 complete board will go, and in that only he has to get cutting, because they have to apply into a proper machinery after pasting and everything. So but what happens in a carpentry, they can use small pieces which is like waste or something like that, which can be used in your project. So no much wastage, guys. Okay, now we are coming to second point. Carpenters are always good working with hardwood, guys, hardwood and veneer. None of the factory can work properly with a hardwood and veneer. Once we are talking about veneer and hardwood, only carpenter can do. Like suppose you are building a new house, you want to get a vascal frame of a wood, or you want to get cabinets or wardrobe made with veneer finish, and different combinations are also there in veneer. So only carpenters can do that. Cannot be done in factory. In factory, which is done like a veneer, is like they have different laminates which looks like a veneer, but proper veneer finish with a polish, if somebody can do, those are like only carpenters who will be doing on a site. That takes little time consuming also, but results are amazing, guys. Once you have somebody is working with a veneer, the product comes like very fine, and it's very nice. So coming to a third point is, with carpenter, what is the benefit? With carpenter you have benefit, like you can make any kind of designs. With factory you cannot make. Suppose you have a one shutter where you can give different color combination of laminate also. Only carpenter can do that. Or any patterns you want to create, carpenter can do that. What happens in a factory? No, it cannot happen. You have to just paste the sheet, whatever is there, it has to be done. But in site, carpenter has time, he has knowledge, so he can use different material, different combinations of patterns that can be created very easily. Or if like carpenters are there, they want to make ceiling design in your wood or paneling, these things only can be done on site with carpenters. This cannot be done in factory. So carpenters are always good when it comes to like lot of designer work on site, but only shutters and all those things only can be done in factories. Okay, so we are talking about fourth point. Fourth point is like design can be modified on a site, okay, which in factories cannot be done. So what happens in a factory, like complete cutting list is made, complete drawing is freezed and everything is freed, only production has to happen and it will go to the site and everything got assembled and you are done. But any changes on the site, it becomes a problem. So what happens once carpenter are working on a site? When carpenter is working on a site, any small alteration in a design, like fixing a ledge, making a table, any small deviation in drawings or something, that can be done on site at present. In that presence, if you are there, if you ask them, they are going to do it, right? But this is not the case with the factory. If they are done, then again changing will again cost you extra, and again lot of time will be wasted. But what happens in on site, you can make any changes and you can always monitor a lot of things which is going on the site. So coming to the fifth point is also very important. Once carpenters are working on the site, so what you don't have to is worry about cleaning part, because the guys are working every day So once they are leaving the house, they will clean it for sure. This is mandatory. Like once they are working and once everything is done, they'll clean the sites on every day or every third day or fourth day, like that. But what happens in a factory, once they have packed all the material and once it's sent to the site and they have finished their work and all, those all packing and all those cardboards, plastics, everything will be dumped on the site, so that has to be cleaned. But with carpenters, that's not an issue, guys. So I think in this video I have made clear why to go with factory and why to go with carpenter. See guys, few points are there with carpenters also, few points are there with factory also. If you want very quick and very modern and contemporary look, you can definitely go with factory, and the workmanship is good, the product is good, and everything is good, the finishes will be nice, and the project will be done in time, and you will be like saving a lot of time, lot of money and everything. But if you have like very big requirement of like you want lot of textures and veneers and lot of design elements and lot of things has to be done, don't go with factory, guys. Don't go with factories, go with carpenters. Because what happens when you are going with a carpenter, you can do lot many things on the site rather than in a factory. And I have told you about so many points are there with the carpenters also, so that are benefited. So once you are doing big projects like villas, bungalows and all those, so a lot of things are there. Ceiling work is there, paneling work are there, then rafters are there, and lot things are there which only can be done by carpenters. So please make sure, guys, which project you are doing and what you want to choose with. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening so much. And if you have any questions, any queries, please write down. I'll be very happy to answer. Thank you guys, and keep supporting us. Thank you very much.